What up, y'all? It's your man Abuamerican, filming a little bit different here. Hopefully the background sound isn't going to be too bad and you can hear me throughout this video. Now, I wanted to talk about this Olympic hair fiasco. Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles, I think their names are. And if you've been paying attention, I know black people in America will have been, but like, I don't know about the rest of the world. They're getting lambasted because their hair isn't done properly, because their edges ain't right. Now, I'm not really sure what edges are, you know, because I ain't a girl. I ain't into girl stuff. But I think it's like, you know, they're talking about the lineup and everything, kind of like we guys in our beard when we get our lineup done. Nonetheless, these two phenomenal Olympians, black African-American women, in their, you know, in their prime, good ages, I believe they're in their like early to mid 20s, you know, physically fit, massive like accomplishments in terms of Olympic sports, gold medalists in gymnastics. They're getting like just panned by black American women for their edges. Now this brings you into something that I talked about multiple times, and if you want to look at a microcosm of where feminism is going to take the world, just look at the black American community. It's an absolute wreck. Now, you have to understand that by nature, women do not respect or do not fall into like meritocratic ideology like men do. Men want to be seen and known for their efforts, their accomplishments, their achievements. And women are more egalitarian. Now, what's the biological trigger behind this? Who knows? It probably has to go back to our hunter-gatherer days where men had to go out and demonstrably prove that he could provide for his family and be a hunter and, you know, build a shelter or a house or whatever else and show success in order to gain a mate. And women staying behind being like, you know, the gatherers and whatnot, they work together in order to create community. It's just a guess. Nonetheless, we are seeing this and how women will hate other women for accomplishments and therefore trump, not Donald, and like destroy another woman's ability to compete through her actions. Women, when you are more than the sum of your body parts, women will hate you, especially if you're beautiful and you're smart. Because how can the average woman compete? And this is what we're seeing in black America. They can't compete with these women for attention. And so they try and tear them down and say, oh, their edges ain't right. And they want to bring everything down to a beauty standard. Remember my video where I was talking about are women animals or humans? And I say they always bring everything down to sexuality, how good I look. Let me enter into a male space and then start dressing all sexy and just mess up like male thought patterns and accomplishments, which brought us to the modern world that we're in right now, to where I can like broadcast to you on YouTube. This is what they're trying to do to these women. These women have made accomplishments and they can't compete. And so now they're trying to tear them apart on the one zone that they can compete, which is sexuality. It comes from these women not having anything to offer more than sexuality to a man. If she has no skills to offer, nothing beyond what's in her pants or what her body's made out of, she's going to, of course, stress out and become very hostile towards women that are accomplishment and goal oriented. You cannot break the sexual I've got control of the SMV market gambit. If you come along and you're pretty and you're physically fit and you got a skill, and then you're competing with a woman who only has sex to offer, and this woman who has all of that to offer, what do you think they have to do? They have to resort to shaming tactics to try and prevent other women from outcompeting them by having more to offer a man than just sexuality. You have to understand how this works in the female psyche. These are not, or they were not, negative attributes until hypergamy became widely accepted in society. You see, back when polygamy was widely accepted, That was the male initiative. That was the male sexual initiative, and that was in control. And women managed to gain control of the sexual market, and now monogamy is their way of controlling the market. But now that hypergamy is out of control, just like polygamy used to be out of control, and now it's being viewed as negative. And it's a kind of a beautiful thing, because even the most basic blue pill beta dude is going to see through the BS, and he's no longer going to accept post-war women who went out and rode the carousel half her life. He's just not going to do it. It's just too blatant nowadays. And these hair hat wearing women who are jealous of women who wear their natural hair, yeah, they're just another sign of the collapse of feminine attributes in terms of having something to offer. If you look back in colonial days, and we can only look at Europe, you know, white women in general, they had something more to offer a man than just her sexuality. They were educated, they were refined, they knew how to cook, they knew how to do things that made a man say, hey, you know what, this woman is an actual homemaker. What do most women nowadays offer a man other than her sexuality? Not much. Gentlemen and women, ask yourself this: what does she have, what do you have, ladies, that he can't get somewhere else or he can't do himself? The only thing he can't do himself is have a child, and he can actually go out and adopt. But I mean, porn runs the internet. He can sex himself. He can cook, he can clean. I showed you he can cook. If you looked at the kitchen after I was finished, you can see that men can clean. I mean, if I can do it, the average man can do it. He can make his own money, he can make his own home. If he's determined and if he has self-discipline, he can keep it clean. He can do everything in his life and save more money without a woman. So you have to have something to offer more than sexuality, because your competition field is awesome. It's amazing. It's from puberty up until menopause. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. These women, they are women of substance. And women who are not of substance, women who are hollow, shallow, useless women, are going to try and shame other women out of becoming women of substance, because they can't compete with that. Women are dragging the bar down. They're dragging it down. Go check out my video. Like I said, are women humans or animals? They're dragging society down with sexuality, and that's why they want to invade male spaces, so that they can go in there with their sexuality and distract men from higher thought, technology, and our accomplishments into, oh, look at me, I'm sexy. Very, very animalistic, basic behavior. This is not women hate. This is hypergamy hate. And you might say, okay, well, women are hypergamous, and so you hate women. No, unchecked hypergamy. Let me change that. Unchecked hypergamy hatred. Hypergamy is necessary for the advancement of the species. This is why, you know, women tend to select more and more successful men as their partner, be it physically or financially. This is basically intrinsically not a problem. This is good, because those with the best attributes for survival and advancement in society and in an environment are being selected for mates, and that means their children will be better. And this is how the improvement takes place. But now what do we see? We see women picking thugs, we see them picking bad boys, we see them picking dudes that just want to, you know, fire and forget, hit it and quit it type guys, because it makes them feel good, because hypergamy has become unchecked. It is no longer used in a positive way, which is to find better mates. It's just running rampant. They can't compete, and that's why they're angry. That's why they're trying to tear them apart. If you can't figure it out, it's jealousy. It's competition anxiety with the understanding that you can never compete with them. And so now you just attack them. This is almost an exclusively woman or female attribute. And if you see a man doing this stuff, tearing another man down for his accomplishments, know for sure he was raised by his mother and he didn't grow up around men. Because we men, when we compete, when we watch, like most combat sports, what happens at the end? Most of the time, we give each other high fives, we give them props. You got like guys like Nick Diaz and McGregor. They're just gonna hate each other. But that's like inter-male competition in a different way. That's that, like, you know, we're going to war between different tribes type. This isn't that inter-competition like I showed on my video where Team Alpha Male guys will go at each other and then high-five each other later. No, we tend to respect a man's accomplishments. Uh-oh, gotta go fast. sorry, we tend to respect another man's accomplishments, and we give him high fives on it. And this is also why when you go to, back in the days, I'm talking back in the days, I don't do it anymore, but back in the days when you went to the club and a dude had like women crowded around him, what would happen? We'd go and hang out with him. We'd be like, yo, man, what's up? And we'd act like we with the crew so that we could try and, like, you know, pick up some of the honeys on the side. Women, when they see that women are getting a lot of attention from men, what do? They start, look what she's wearing. That whore. Oh, that slut. Competition anxiety. When a woman can't compete, she hates. So guys, if you are hating on another man for his accomplishments or abilities, know that you need to kill the inner bitch. You need to kill your little inner woman. Okay? This is your man, Abuamerican. Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Abuamerican. I'm out.